Hey guys, welcome to the fourth part of the series. In this particular video, I will be addressing the two most discussed topics while writing a research paper. Number one, what are the components of a research paper? And number two, what tools to use while writing a research paper? Alright, let's start with the first one. What are the parts of a research paper? The first and foremost part is the title of the research paper. While choosing the title, you should try to be as precise as possible, but make sure that it's not too long, and even though you include scientific terms, don't try to flirt with too many of them. The second part is the abstract, the single most important part where you have to mention the objectives, results, methods, and conclusion, preferably in the same paragraph. This part is the soul of your paper. It summarizes your paper, tells the reader who's glancing at your paper for the first time what your study is all about and whether he or she should cite it or not if he or she is thinking of writing a paper revolving around the same broad domain. Many times it's advisable to write the abstract after you have completed writing the paper, since beating around the bush doesn't whelp brilliant abstracts. The third part is the list of authors where you have to include who all have contributed towards writing the paper. The first name is the most significant, since he or she is regarded as the main author. The fourth part comprises of the set of keywords which uniquely identifies your paper and consists of the most specific and distinct keywords in your paper. You should pay special attention towards choosing the keywords, since only then you can make sure that your paper appears in the search results feed. The fifth part is the introduction, where you broadly talk about three things: what is already known in this field, what is unknown, and how you choose to address the problem, or what should be the approach according to you, and also your rationale. To be more precise, you can include the background of the problem, an overview of the topic, and even what made you choose the area in the first place. In the second part of introduction, you can include the gaps in the research domain and what are the issues which needs to be gazed at. In the third subpart, you can talk about your basic approach towards solving the problem, the methodology, and why you want to do research and contribute in this realm so badly. In the entirety of the introduction, make sure to be precise, be concise, stay upfront, and be professional. And also, you should maintain a flow. After the introduction comes the literature survey. In the literature survey, you should write the summary as well as the technical approaches as well as the processes which the authors have followed in the papers which you have read thoroughly. The sixth one is the methodology part. Now, this is the part which varies greatly in terms of both order and contents in different research papers. It varies greatly depending on your niche of research, what techniques you follow, what tools you use, how the analysis is done, and many other stuffs. But some of the things featured roughly in all the papers include the methods, sampling techniques, data collection techniques, design of your study, like whether it was completely randomized design or Latin square design or something like that. And also data analysis methods and approaches which you have taken while conducting your research work. The seventh part is occupied by the results. So results are all about the key findings of the research. You can show the results in the form of tables, graphs, pictorial representations, or even in the form of sentences. In the eighth part, you have to speak about the interpretations of your research, the implications of your research, the recommendations which you have formulated after doing the analysis, comparing your research with the previous studies which have been done in that field, and finally the limitation of your research work. All this builds up your discussions part. This is again a very important part of the research paper after abstract, since it somewhat technically summarizes the research work and sort of paves the way for future researchers in the field. The ninth part is the conclusion, where you have to, obviously conclude a research work. The next subsequent parts, that is the 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th part, include the parts funding, author's contribution, conflict of interest, acknowledgements, and supplementary materials. The 15th part of the final part of the research paper is reserved for references, which includes the citations and info on other research papers, the dissertations which you have referred to or consulted for writing your research paper in APA format. A good research paper must have at least 15 to 20 references to other good and recent updated research papers in your domain of interest. Now let's talk about the tools which you can utilize for doing your research, shall we? So some of the tools which you can use for doing your entire research work include MS Word, WriteM, SciSpace, Copilot, Zotero, EndNote, Mendeley, Trinca, PaperPal, Turnitin, Authenticate, Plag, Grammarly, Quillbot, SAI Lab, WriteSonic, HyperWrite, Write Cream, Teach Anything, Explore AI, Paper Brain, Explain Paper, Humata, Inkscape, RStudio, LaTeX, Origin Lab, MS Excel, MS PowerPoint, Avid Node, GPT-3, Overleaf, Evernote, Originality.ai, PaperType.ai, Paraphraser.io, Frank AI, Writer, Answer the Public, Hemingway, Editor, Copymatic AI, and also ChatGPT. So these are some of the tools which you can use to do your entire research work. So that's all from this video, guys. I hope you liked it. If you liked this video and came to learn something new about research, then don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel and also share this video with your friends. I will meet you next time in the next video. Until then, keep exploring.
Lit.